Sing me a song of a lad that is gone, say could that lad be I?
Hi folks, it's Gordon Young again from Gordon, Scotland, and I'm here with the lovely Pam Kasten from North Carolina, who's an Outlander fan, and Pam has very kindly agreed to take 10 minutes out of our day here and to tell us a little bit about how she feels Outlander has changed her lives. Because you know, guys, this is the reason I'm doing these interviews, is that it has so amazed me ever since I became involved with Outlander fans, that this series of books and this television series actually changes some people's lives, and I think it's quite amazing. So here we are in the Signet Library, which is in the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, and of course was used as a filming location for Outlander, and we're actually in a room called the Commissioner's Room, which in its own right is a very historical room, but of course this was portrayed and this was used as a location for filming, and this was the Governor's Room where Jamie met Lord John Grey. And Pam is sitting in Lord John Grey's seat. She has that honour. So Pam, welcome to Scotland, welcome to Edinburgh.
Thank you.
It's so nice to see you, and I so much appreciate you taking time out, because they're here, just arrived, and they're just going to be getting a welcoming dinner, and I'm taking up their time doing this.
Just a little bit, that's fine.
So Pam, maybe you could just let the fans know, when did you first become an Outlander fan? Have you been an Outlander fan for long?
I actually became an Outlander fan probably back in the mid-90s, 94, 95. I was recommended the books by a coworker, and at the time, the first book was published in 92, so I think that there was maybe 2 or 3 books at that time, so maybe it was later in the 90s, because I know it takes Diana about 2 or 3 years to write one of the books. So I went out and I got the first book. I went to like a bargain bookstore and got the first book and read it, I think, in like a week. Just, couldn't put it down. And before I even finished it, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go get the other book, or the next 2 books, and I went and I found the next 2 books, they're the ones that were available, and read the rest of them.
That's amazing.
So, and I remember back in the late 90s, around 2000, when the first discussion started coming up about making it into a TV series or a mini series or a motion picture, and we were very excited about that. That was kind of before the internet and everything, so you didn't really get a lot of information. But when I found out that the show was coming on, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, finally, and it has not disappointed.
Oh, that's good. Because I would have thought it may have been, as you said, that's 25 years probably you have been a fan of Outlander.
Yes.
So you're there right in those early days, you're reading all the books, and there must have been a little bit of trepidation, I think, among some fans about how will they portray what I feel in my heart, how will it be portrayed on screen?
And that's been talked about a lot
Yes,
on different Facebook sites and things, that Sam doesn't match the Jamie that people had in their head, and but I think that the show is done so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they pay so much attention to the really important parts of the story that it you get over that like really quick.
So Pam, you are a veteran fan of 25 years, and so tell me, how do you feel? Has Outlander changed your life at all? Has it enhanced it, or what has it done for you?
I think that it just, I think the main thing that it has done for me is it has broadened my horizons as far as, coming to Scotland. The first time I came to Scotland was in 2005.
All right.
And that was before the show, right?
So you'd never been to Scotland before?
I had never been to Scotland, and my sister is also a fan, and we decided to come to Scotland just because of the books.
Right.
Because we had read the books, and there were no Outlander tours at that time, but we were able to go to like Stirling Castle and go to Inverness and see Edinburgh Castle and see some of the things that are talked about in the story in the first book. And then since then, this is my third trip to Scotland.
Right.
So
Excellent.
I was here 2 years ago.
Oh, lovely.
On a different Outlander tour.
Yeah?
So, of course, my family and coworkers think I'm crazy. Because they're like, what? You're going to Scotland again? So, but it's just, you know, it's made me more adventuresome. And, like, I didn't come with a friend or a family member on this trip. And I just, you know, but I knew that the group that I was going to be with is common interests.
Yes,
And I said, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of when I've been speaking to fans over the years, Pam, this sort of community and, you know, Kim called it a family, which I think it is quite amazing that you can go from country to country and have something in common with these people that you'll meet.
Well, and I think even the you know, the actors on the show, like I've seen interviews with Sam and Katrina and other people on the show have said that just the fan members are just nothing like they've ever seen, and that they've never had a bad experience with fans, even when it's, you know, crowded or whatever. And Diana has said the same thing, the author.
No, I think, I mean, my limited experience, well, you know, my business was based in the Royal Mile, and I used to meet all these fans coming in, and I can say with my hand on heart, I never ever once had a fan who wasn't a lovely person, who I didn't want to chat to. And that's what stuck in my mind, was that how is it that this happens, you know? And I mean, you've got to say credit to Diana's writing skills and the skills of the TV series, how they've done it so well. That somehow or other we've arrived at this thing. So going back, say 25 years, if we went back 26 years, did you think that you would be flying off to Scotland and doing these things on your own?
No.
So that's good, isn't it? That it's had that effect on you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's just something that, you know, I love her writing. I love the story. You know, I've read some of the books multiple times. Probably about half of them I've read multiple times. And you get something a little bit different each time you read it.
Yes.
So, and there's a lot of fans of the show only, which is fantastic too. But when I recruit like new fans of the show, which I have, I'm like, if you like to read, you got to read the books, you know, or listen to the books if you don't like to read, because there's a lot more backstory that they can't do on the show. So.
I think that is a common feature of the people I've spoken to, that they often will read and reread. And I know my wife June, she often listens to them on audiobooks, and she re-listens to them and re-listens to them and everything like that. So are you a member of an Outlander fan group?
Yes.
Which one are you? Any special
which
one?
One am I not?
That's fine.
No,
so you're in quite a few.
Hugh and Hooligans, North Carolina Outlander Fans,
of course,
is one.
Oh, good.
Outlander, North Carolina, a couple other ones.
But that gives you, again, that sense of community, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then the other appreciation that I've gotten from the books is history. You know, like I would have never learned about the history of Scotland and the uprisings and all of that if I had never read the books. And also North Carolina history. I've learned a lot about North Carolina history that I never knew. And I'm American and I grew up there. So.
But, no, I think these are very valid points, that in a way it's broadened your horizons, it's increased your knowledge, you know, it's opened up a new world to you. Which is quite amazing.
New friends. I never would have met you.
No, indeed, and I wouldn't have met you.
This handsome Scottish gentleman.
Thank you so much. No, I'm continually amazed at this and the impact it's had on people, and so it is obviously something is in there in the quality of the books and the quality of the TV series, and I think I should say to everybody, you know, from Scotland's point of view, you know, we thank you all so much for coming here. And at times you're here just now at a very busy time, Pam.
Yes,
so, I mean,
way busy.
Yeah, so busy. So I'm sorry, it might be a bit busy at times and things like that. But also the fact that you are learning about our country and learning about our history and want to, which is so nice. So I think, you know, on Scotland's behalf, I would thank you all for that. Well, thank you so much, Pam, for coming. It's been so nice to meet you and have this little chat with you, and thanks so much for taking the time out. So guys, this video will be, as usual, it'll be on my YouTube channel, which is called Gordon Scotland, but of course I will put it onto Facebook, and if you'd like to share it with your fellow Outlander fans, that'd be great, and like it, then to let everybody see it, that would just be wonderful. So, from Pam and myself from Edinburgh here, from the Signet Library, from the Governor's office, I'll say farewell.
Farewell. Come visit Scotland.
Thank you.
Glory of you.